Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I'm back. Today's patch day. The new update's gonna be coming out. Unfortunately, I'm busy later in the day. Well, fortunately, because I'm doing fun stuff. It's not a bad thing that I'm busy later in the day today. But I'm not gonna be able to do. Usually, I like to do a first look video at the new patch the day it comes out. Instead, I'll do that tomorrow, but I still want to put out a video today. So we know Deadpool. I'm actually watching Casino's video right now, talking about new characters. New characters looking great. Looks like these Deadpool and Cable have gotten a lot of love. But I wanted to talk about them today and how they were, just as like a little time capsule. Let's remember how Deadpool and Cable were pre-patch. I did this with the Black Order update before they buffed Thanos. I talked about how Thanos was, what he was useful for. And I'm going to do that today with Deadpool and Cable. I'll talk about them, how they were, what's good about them, what's not good, and then you know, some tell you down the line where you're like, man, what did the X-Force do? How did these characters used to be? This is something we can look back on. So Deadpool, he was really a character that focused a lot on minions. That was his big gimmick. You know, and he's still gonna, I think he still does that after the patch, but really this was his only use before, and now he's going on an X-Force team. Deadpool and Cable were more like out there picks that you could use for specific scenarios before the patch, and Deadpool's scenario was a bunch of minions because as you can see right here, his bonus attack would always crit if he was going against a minion. So if we take a look at his ultimate here, he'd also be applying bleed against minion targets. So again, throughout his whole kit, a big focus on bleeds. He also had some interesting gimmicks where he'd heal per negative effect on him. Really, it wasn't good enough where you could actually like take advantage of it. It's going to be better now because Domino's going to give him auto Deadpool so he can actually heal a significant amount. But it was interesting if you were going against him in a game mode because you had to be careful of the heal. That was it. It was really only useful when the AI was controlling him, because it was just like, oh man, I better not give negative effects to him, otherwise I got to deal with that. He also had a 5% chance to revive. Almost never happened unless you were going against the AI. So he's really just a specific pick that you'd use if you were like, oh man, I can't beat this node with all these minions. Another thing that was interesting, he's one of the first characters in the game, to my knowledge, to have this sort of gimmick right here where he'd attack the most injured target. Nowadays we see that with a lot more characters like Corvus Glaive. I believe we'll see it with X-23. You know, it's something we're seeing in a lot more characters, but I believe Deadpool was the first character to have that sort of that thing in his kit where it'd be like, you're going to attack the most injured target regardless of taunt. So it's interesting, and you know, it's sort of been power creep because now they ignore stealth and stuff like that, but Deadpool is gaining the ability to ignore stealth if X-23 is on his team. So we're seeing Deadpool, they're picking Deadpool up to how things are nowadays. But he was a good character when he came out. You know, people like Deadpool. You know, the big thing he was lacking was just the team. There was nowhere really to put Deadpool. He had some interesting stuff in his kit, but it just wasn't enough to bring it together. And then he was really meant to synergize with Cable, but the problem was Cable wasn't that good. So Deadpool and Cable weren't capable of leading a team. You know, Deadpool, you'd really, if you were using him in Blitz, you'd probably just put him on a brawler team or something like that. Maybe you could put him with Cable on a team and throw some mutants on there, but really the mutants were supposed to go with the X-Men, so they didn't have a team to really go on. Cable especially really struggled with that. Cable was one of the first characters in the game to sort of use the charged effect. I don't know, Storm, either Storm, Cable, Wasp, you know, that was like, they're so long ago, but those were like the first characters to really use charged, and Cable did take advantage of that. The problem was, it wasn't that good. His basic attack, not bad in terms of damage. He'd gain charge. You know, that was fine. So the idea was you'd use his basic attack, then you'd use his special right here. And the way it works is you'd attack, you reduce the enemy's speed bar, and then it'd attack adjacent enemies and also reduce their speed bar. But if it was charged, it would just become a much bigger AoE. So again, it was one of those things where it doesn't really make sense. Like, why is this starting out at max energy if you're really meant to use this first to get the charge to then use the special? You know, like, why not have this start at 4 out of 5 energy, and then, you know, things just don't line up. Like, you use his basic attack here to charge, then you'd use this, and then you'd have this to use afterwards. But it wouldn't make sense because, you know, say that it just, the energy doesn't really line up, you know, really. You'd rather have them take out the energy here and maybe make this skill stronger in compensation. Like, it doesn't make sense for this to start out on max energy if you want to gain the charge to use it. But most of the time it wasn't even worth to wait for the charge because, you know, it just makes the AoE slightly bigger. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then his ultimate was actually pretty cool. Also, one of the first things in the game where we'd see characters assists very specifically. Rocket Raccoon and Groot had that, and Ant-Man and Wasp have that, and we've seen it come out with some more characters, but this is one of the first really big If this character's an ally, then it gets better. So essentially Cable would lift somebody up in the air and sort of attack them, but if Deadpool was an ally, Deadpool would like pull out a bazooka and he'd shoot the guy in the air too. Really cool, huge burst here, and then on kill he'd fill their speed bars. So Cable also messed around a lot with speed bars. You'd see right here on spawn he'd fill the speed bar, and then you know, on turn he applies counter and blah blah blah. Like, who cares about 30% and 20%? Like, that's useless. But really what was big here is the fact that he would he'd fill the speed bars for characters. There was a lot of stuff in his kit, but similar to Deadpool, interesting mechanics, but not enough to really bring it through to make a team or to be even worth bringing on to a team. You have this big burst right here, and this was great, but you know, these other two skills were like, who cares about these other two skills? And then, you know, even though he's filling speed bar, it's just on spawn, you know, it's not like a ton of speed bar that you get. So I haven't gotten to the point in Casino's video where he talks about Cable, but I'd assume they're probably going to increase this a little bit, hopefully by turn he increases speed bar. You know, just right now he didn't do enough. You know, interesting mechanics, but just not enough going on. That was sort of where Cable and Deadpool fell. Deadpool really go with brawlers. Maybe you'd bring him into a match if you were fighting a bunch of minions. Cable pretty much fell nowhere. There was nowhere to put Cable, because you know, you could put him on the brawler team to go with Deadpool, but he's not a brawler, so he didn't really belong there. And there just weren't enough mutants for him to really to go along with. So I think the biggest problem with Deadpool and Cable is there wasn't a team for them, and I'm very happy to see that come with this patch, that they're gonna have a full team. So with that being said, comment down below and let me know which character you are most excited to see come to the game, and tomorrow I will talk about what's all came in the patch. I was going to actually make a video today talking about what I expected to come in the patch, but then Casino put out a video of what's in the patch. I was like, what's the point of me making a video making hypothetically speaking about it when we literally know what's in the patch? So super excited for it. I'll be playing the patch tonight, but I just won't be able to make a video, and I hope we all enjoyed the new characters. Best time of the month right here. So with that being said, what do I really know? I'm only an 18-year-old. I hope everyone can have a happy and healthy day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Signing off, everyone.